The beginning of this week, my gorgeous Cancer, it's also the beginning of such a beautiful adventure in your life. Why? And how is this adventure going to happen? Well, it's to do with the one particular person, one gorgeous person. This person is somebody in your life, somebody who you really get on with, and somebody who is beautiful in and out. And this person is devoted to you, and you're devoted to that person as well. It's to do with somebody consistent and somebody so genuine in your life. This particular person is going to play a huge role because through that person, somehow you are going to realize that now it's time to start this new adventure. This new adventure you're going to start is going to change your life forever. And I mean this, of course, in the best possible way. And that new adventure, it's also based on an idea you've had on your mind for a while, and you could not stop thinking about this idea whatsoever. Okay, so you know what's really important to mention that the next 18 days are going to be so interesting. Within the next 18 days there is so much which is going to happen to you, my gorgeous Cancerini, that never happened to you before. You will go through things you will kind of try things you've never tried before. This is because, from inside, deep within, you're already going to start reconnecting with yourself. And that in itself, it's going to be pushing you forward. And on top of all that, that's why you are going to start this beautiful stage of your life where there is so much you're going to find yourself exploring within the next 18 days. Within the next 18 days, because of the beginning of this adventure, my gorgeous Cancerini, there is so much you're going to find out you want to do. There is so much you're going to find out you want to explore. This in itself, it's really the beginning of such a beautiful stage in your life. This new adventure, this brand new adventure you're going to start, it's also going to bring you a really big accomplishment when it comes to, you being happy in general, but also when it comes to, you kind of understanding clearly that this in itself is the beginning of an ultimate change in your life. This is going to reflect in your finances also. Absolutely brilliant. Whatever this new beginning is, this new adventure is, this in itself is to do with you finding out within the next 18 days also there is so much more to it than what you originally thought, in terms of possibilities, in terms of bright prospects and things like that in general. There is so much that you are going to find out within the next 18 days. And this is the time when your life is just going to pick up like never before, and things are going to become very, very interesting indeed. So not only this is going to be beneficial when it comes to your finances, but when it comes to your personal development, when it comes to you healing and ascending onto the next level of your spiritual journey. So of course, this is going to lead towards this big change where you are ultimately going to be so much happier. Okay. And also on another hand, this is all going to lead towards you coming up with this conclusion that you're going to need to make an important compromise. You're going to need to make an important readjustment. And the part of that compromise and the part of that readjustment you're going to need to make in order to kind of start this adventure, it's going to be you needing to go somewhere. You needing to go somewhere. It's like you needing to make some kind of a journey, some kind of a trip, and some kind of a journey. It's going to be an absolutely integral part of all this. And when it comes to you going on this trip, when it comes to you going on this journey, this could be somewhere far or this could be somewhere close, okay? But then when it comes to you going on that trip and you going on that journey, I need to mention that this is going to be the part of it. This is going to be the part of all this. You are going to need to make some kind of a trip and some kind of a journey in order to have this successful readjustment, in order to have this successful compromise. And this in itself is going to be more important than you can imagine. Not only you're going to have this successful readjustment, this successful compromise, but you're also going to find out when you go on that trip or journey, wherever this is, you're going to find out something so crucial. You're going to find out something so crucial. You're going to find out why certain things have been delayed in your life. And this is important. This is important because these things which have been delayed in your life have caused you to kind of feel weak, and have caused you to feel insecure as well. So this is why this is going to be so important. You're going to find out something really, really interesting indeed, because this in itself is going to be more significant than you can imagine. In like about a 1 month's time, you are indeed going to find yourself on the certain crossroads, my gorgeous Cancerini. And once you find yourself on the certain crossroads, the decision you're going to make, you would never ever be able to make if you didn't kind of come across this, if you didn't come to the bottom of this. So this is important. This is important when it comes to your personal transition you are going through right now at this stage of your life. By the time you get to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Cancer, there is somebody who's just going to irritate you a little bit. There is this particular person who is going to be a little bit ignorant. Like, you're going to be talking about something that means to you so much, and something that you clearly understand. But then there is a particular person who is going to be like really, really ignorant. But it's not about, it's not about that as much. It's more about what are you going to realize when at this moment in time. Because this person is not going to be able to understand you, because you will be talking about something so important to you. It's to do with like a really intense conversation which is going to be going on. And this person is not going to be able to understand you. So you're going to feel like a little bit frustrated, because to you, what you're going to try to explain to this person, and it's important for you to explain that to that particular person. To you, this is going to be absolutely obvious, but you're going to feel really frustrated because this particular person is not going to understand where you are coming from whatsoever. So naturally, you're going to feel frustrated, but it's going to lead to, but you're going to feel like, oh my God, I want to cancel some kind of plans. I want to cancel some kind of plans. Do not do that. Do not do that. This is how you're going to feel. Oh, I want to cancel some kind of plans, some kind of plans. No, baby, no. No, baby, no. Do not allow this weakness of that moment to take over, because only because you're going to feel frustrated. You need to be strong and you need to stand your ground. You need to be strong and you need to stand your ground, because you do not want to make this impulsive mistake by canceling some kind of plans you should never cancel in the first place, because you would make this impulsive mistake. Why? Because only few days later, you are going to get such an important news. Only few days later, you are going to get such an important news. And that important news, it's all going to be about you clearly understanding that very, very soon you are going to have such an important opportunity. That very, very soon you're going to have such an important opportunity when it comes to these plans you wanted to cancel in the first place. That's why I'm saying, oh my God, you would make such an impulsive mistake, because it's to do with something that means to you so much. It's to do with something that means to you so much. So you would make an impulsive mistake. And my God, when you would get this message that you're going to get, you know what I mean? Like a few days later, you would be like, oh no, I canceled these plans, and now a few days later I had this amazing, you became aware of this amazing opportunity, which you are very, very soon you're going to have. This would like really kind of, oh my God, the level of frustration you would have, it would like be crazy. So this is why it's important to stick to your plans, and it's important to not to make an impulsive mistake here whatsoever, my gorgeous Cancerini. And you're also going to realize such a powerful connection with nature. My God, you're going to like kind of reconnect with nature when it comes to it around the midweek. Towards the end of this week, you're gonna really feel like you want to spend some time in nature. And this is brilliant. When we feel willingly to spend some time in nature, maybe you're gonna feel like you want to walk in the forest, maybe you're gonna feel like you want to meditate outside, whatever this is. Maybe you're going to feel like you want to sit next to the water in general, whether it's the sea or it's like some kind of a lake or a river. Water is extremely spiritual, and water has got like a really powerful impact on us, on our body, and on our spirit, for example. But also being in the forest, by being in the forest and by spending some time in nature, it has got a ridiculously powerful impact on us when it comes to clearing certain blockages. So if you do have this need now suddenly, which is going to happen so randomly, you will have this need to spend some time in nature, for example. You need to understand that there is so much more to it. There is so much more to it. There is some kind of a clear guidance you will have. There is some kind of clear guidance you will have when you do that, my gorgeous Cancerini, okay? You will be reminded of something. You will be reminded of something like you forgot about. That's part of it. You will be, this is an insight, like really powerful insight. You're going to have some kind of a guidance. You will be reminded of something you forgot about, and like some kind of a really big responsibility, something you don't like to think about, something that you decided to repress at the back of your mind in order to protect yourself, which is absolutely fine. But there needs to be the time in our lives when we deal our problems, our issues, because otherwise we are not going to be able to progress. So now what you're going to find really surprising, and this is what the power of nature is going to do to you, you will be able to see that program, that problem, that aspect of your life from a completely different angle. This is brilliant. And this is also a great sign that one phase of your life, it's about to come to an end, and another phase of your life, it's about to begin. So whatever this is, you need to kind of deal with it. You need to deal with it. And you're going to surprise yourself how keen and eager you're going to feel. And this is what the power of nature is also going to do. Just remember, it's some kind of a blockage. It's going to be removed that has been preventing you from dealing with this problem. Something, you need to bring something to an end. You forgot about something. You need to finalize something. You need to bring something to an end. Because as soon as that happens, other things are going to start like manifesting for you. This is like kind of slowing your process of manifestation. Whatever this is, only you can do something about it, my gorgeous Cancerini. And this is also to do with something really, really personal to you. So that's an important insight. It's ridiculously important insight when something is like kind of slowing manifestations from kind of happening and manifesting in your life. So it's always to do with an element of your life and an aspect of your life that you forgot about or you intentionally are ignoring. But this aspect of your life may be something you don't want to deal with, but it's absolutely crucial when it comes to your evolution, your personal evolution, your personal progress. So this is something you need to pay attention to. By the time you get to the last part of this week, you are going to see this very unusual sign, this very unusual omen, this very unusual sign and this very unusual omen that you're going to see. It's somehow going to remind you of one specific person in your life. That particular sign and that particular omen is going to remind you of one specific person in your life. Somebody you didn't talk to in a while, and somebody who you haven't seen in a while, and somebody who's really beautiful. Once you're reminded of that person through some kind of a sign you're going to have, that sign is going to have nothing to do with this person whatsoever, but it's going to immediately remind you of this person. You need to get in touch with that person. That person is struggling. That person is suffering from something. And you, my gorgeous Cancerini, no pressure, baby, but you will play a major role when it comes to you helping this person so much. You have no idea how much you are going to help to this person, because that person is terribly suffering and struggling with something really bad, something really negative, okay? And I don't want to sound really down or dark. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine, because you have got some kind of a crucial information that you are going to say to this person. And this is somebody who is in your life. It's not somebody random, but it's somebody who you have feelings for. It's not somebody random. It's somebody who you know for a very long time, but that you just didn't talk for a while, and this is on a personal level, because if something would happen negative to that person, God forbidden, you would never be able to forgive to yourself. I'm not being funny, because it's to do with an aspect of your life it's to do with something that you've been through. It's to do with something that you have experience with, and it's like a delicate problem, very personal issue, but it's something to deal with. It's something that you dealt with like a long time ago, maybe much sooner than lots of other people did. You went through something maybe in your childhood, or when you were really, really young, or maybe just a younger person. For example, you went through something kind of maybe a little bit dark and negative, and maybe something sad. You went through something that lots of people go through like a later on in life, if you know what I mean. So that's to do with that element of your life that you've already been through like a long time ago. So to you, this is going to be very easy to talk about, but to some other people, it's going to be like almost like in between life and death, how important this is going to be, my gorgeous Cancerini. So this is why this is going to be so important. But once you do that, there is something really specific you're going to unpack. This in itself is going to bring a very important unfoldment in itself, because you're going to realize something really specific about yourself. You're going to realize something you're absolutely great at. And this is going to surprise you. This is going to surprise you. And this is really going to surprise you, but it's just going to kind of start making your life so much more colorful as well. And also, my gorgeous Cancerini, when it comes to the last part of this week, you basically are going to have a really good news. At around the end of this week, you are going to have a brilliant news, my gorgeous Cancerini. And this particular brilliant news you're going to have, you will realize that, basically, as soon as you become aware of this good news, you know, this is to do with the results of your effort. Okay, this is to do with results of your efforts. This is to do with your hard work. This is to do with things finally starting to pay off for you. And it couldn't have happened at a better time, bless your heart, because I think that you started to worry about certain aspects of your life as well. And this is to do with one of them. But you're also going to realize that there is something that now you need to, the very interesting ideas you're going to have now. There are very interesting ideas you're going to have, very interesting ideas. And one idea is going to be so big, one idea is going to be so brilliant here as well. And that idea, it's, the part of your destiny. So you can have a few different ideas, but one of them is going to be like a big mama. One of them is going to be huge. One of them is going to make you feel super ecstatic and super happy. And that particular idea that you are going to have, amongst other ideas, you will know what it is. It's a bit more complex. It's going to take slightly longer to achieve, but also that particular idea is going to require from you to keep learning something for a while and get some kind of experience. Okay, you will need to go through certain experiences, and you will need to learn something until you're confident enough It's very interesting how that idea is the most complex of all the ideas you're going to have, and that's the idea that seems to be like the hard work in compared to the other ideas. And it's interesting how you're going to drift towards that particular idea. And I know that a couple of people in your life are going to be pointing out on other ideas, bless your heart, but you are going to really kind of still be so stubborn about it. And you're absolutely right. Do you know why all this is going to happen? Because that particular idea, it's really to do with your own spiritual path. This is to do with your destiny. This is to do with things you're destined for. And that's why you're going to find this absolutely irresistible. I love to see you like this. When you are like this, my gorgeous Cancerini, nothing can stop you. The energy is going to be absolutely perfect in between spirituality, in between your practicality, and when it comes to your energy in general, because you are healing and you are ascending, as I said, on the next level of your spiritual journey. So here you're going to make a really, really important decision that you are going to decide. You will decide to kind of learn and practice whatever you need to practice until you are confident enough to make the certain step forward when it comes to this. You need to understand that this is like to do with your development in life in general. It's to do with the promotion of your own life. This is how I see it, literally. And it's the beginning of such a beautiful rebirth as well. What I need you to pay attention to, my gorgeous Cancerini, there is somebody really dishonest going to be around you at around the end of this week as well. Someone will be really pushy, and someone will want you to like, someone is going to be a little bit phony, someone is going to be a little bit pushy. And this energy, this particular person will want you to like either invest into something or either sign something that is going to be difficult to get out of. With another words, that particular person will want you to start some kind of a process or something that it's going to be very difficult to get out of if you change your mind. But it's not about that. Your intuition is going to take over, and you will know that something is not right with this particular person trying to be so pushy. So for you to invest into something or start something or maybe some kind of a contract, do you know what I mean? Something that is going to be like really difficult to get out of later on. So you really have to follow your intuition, because you are going to be dealing with somebody who is, I'm sorry, somebody who's not a nice person, and somebody who's not really spiritual, and somebody who likes to use other people. I don't like this type of people, because I think that this is like, this person is not able to spiritually evolve. This person is always angry, but they're hiding their anger. And this person is like not going to be able to evolve after, past a certain point, when it comes to their own spirituality. Sadly, these people are never going to change. So that's why you have to follow your intuition. And if someone is pushy like this, and if someone does feel kind of off in terms of energy, just run on miles, my gorgeous Cancerini, in an opposite direction. And I'm so glad that I do see you will have this strength, you will have this courage, and you will feel really powerful, you will feel really confident, and I like that, because that means that you are going to avoid this particular person trying to, I don't know, pressurize you to do something you don't want to do. And I'm so glad that you are going to avoid this, because not only you would do like a bad thing, negative thing, but then you would go into some kind of stagnation. This would be like the beginning of a stagnation and the beginning of such a big frustration in your life. Because instead of focusing on things you should be focusing on, then this level of frustration would drain so much energy from you until you resolve this issue and come out of it. Until you would bring this to an end, it would be a very long time, and it would be just energy draining for you, and time wasting for you as well. So this is why this is going to be so brilliant, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed, why it's so important for you to kind of really avoid this. you are also, my God, so much happening this week. You also gonna have it around the end of this week, like something really positive is gonna happen where you are going to be surrounded by the certain people and you're gonna be really enjoying yourself. These are beautiful people, these are gorgeous people in your life. You're really gonna be enjoying yourself, talking about all sorts of things. But then again, it's like this beautiful experience you are going to have. There is something, so there is some kind of subject which is gonna come up, some kind of a subject, and something that you're dealing with, something that's so personal to you, something that you don't like to talk to other people about, just maybe to one person. These are people who are very close to you. Yes, I know. These are people who you really love and like. Yes, I know. Maybe family members, maybe best friends. But even to them, when it comes to these personal issues, some kind of a personal problem, even to them, you don't like to talk about this. Maybe only to one person you've said about this personal problem. But it's so interesting when you have this positive experience, when you're socializing with people that you really like, because all sorts of conversations are going to be flowing. And one of the conversations that is going to come up, you're going to be like, oh my God, they're talking about what am I going through? And they're talking about what I wouldn't tell to other people. What am I going through? What am I wondering about? And this is going to be crazy, because something that has been driving you crazy for so long, something so personal you do not like to admit, maybe some kind of a mistake you made in the past, maybe some kind of negative change in the circumstances, like brought this up, and it was with you for such a long time and you didn't know what to do. Now suddenly, through the conversation, this is going to pop up and you will be able to relate this immediately on your situation, and you are going to have this huge answer, this big answer, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is like your sign, this is like your guiding light. When things happen like this, you're not going to believe what is going to come to the surface, which information. And this information, it's not only about like what to do with that personal problem, but there are going to be additional things that you're going to find out, that out of the something that you thought was problem as well, there is something very, very beneficial you will be able to get out of. Very, very beneficial. And in terms of like your own knowledge, there is something really specific you're going to find out here as well. How to prevent that situation that affected you in the first place, to never happen again. And what this wise thing you're going to find out, I really strongly suggest you to recommend, I mean, to pass it on to those people in your life that also means to you the most. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye. The reason why I think moss agate is ever so powerful, because the moment in time you put on this really powerful pendant, that moment in time your intuition is enhanced. At that moment in time, you start noticing signs you've never noticed before. At that moment in time, you become so creative. Why? Because moss agate is ever so powerful when it comes to you coming out of your comfort zone, when it comes to you coming out of your self-imposed prison, when it comes to you opening your mind, and when it comes to you understanding what exactly do you need to explore, what exactly do you need to do. And on top of that, there is this crazy courage you have when you wear this powerful pendant. It makes you very courageous, which is ever so important when it comes to us needing to take certain risks in our lives. Lots of people don't like to take risks, but sometimes people miss out so much in life because they do not want to take a risk. And this powerful crystal is never going to guide you towards you taking a risk that is not going to be good for you. this powerful crystal, it's only going to be guiding you towards you taking the risk, which is ultimately going to change your life forever. And on top of all that, it's like you just like kind of when you wear moss agate, you also start feeling this inspiration again. This is, you wear it and you start becoming inspiring. Things that you see inspiration in things you didn't see inspiration in before. And this helps you to understand and find out so much about yourself and about your life and about spirituality in general. It is very, very important, crystal, when it comes to, being really positive, when it comes to your mind, for example. And also, when it comes to moss agate, my gorgeous people, it's brilliant when it comes to physical healing as well. Absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend to everybody to actually have this, because at the end of the day, this crystal does helps you a lot with your own awakening, and this in itself, it's like it cannot be bad. This in itself, it's all essential and also important when it comes to us reconnecting with ourselves on such a deep and spiritual level and getting the most out of this life, the most out of this spiritual journey. And it's also like if we are indecisive, oh my God, being indecisive is horrible. Like horrible. It's another thing that prevents us from moving forward in life. Moss agate is also ever so powerful when it comes to you making the right decisions at the right time. Because when you wear this, you're never indecisive. Okay? And indecisiveness can be just, as bad as like, us not taking a risk when we are meant to take it. So there are so many things that are so beneficial for us in this powerful little crystal indeed. This moss agate comes with gorgeous sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is going to be above me somewhere, or it's going to be in the description below, or you can just go and see on top of the comments. I pin my products on top of the comments as well. This is where you can buy this gorgeous and ever so powerful pendant. If you need something to re-energize you a little bit, if you need something to pick you up like almost instantly, then I strongly suggest you, my gorgeous people, to get something like Crazy Lace Agate, which is absolutely perfect when it comes to promoting in an instant happiness, when it comes to promoting vitality, and when it comes to grounding as well. This is absolutely like a perfect combination of things that are so necessary when it comes to our balance in general. Because at the same time, when you feel like really negative, when you feel really down, when you feel really sad, when you feel really spaced out, I mean, this life can be very, very difficult sometimes. I completely understand. But the problem is when we are dealing with certain things in life, then certain things have got like a negative impact on us. And our energy is like taken away from us without us even realizing. Sometimes we are so energized, sometimes we have so many ideas, sometimes we are so keen to do things, and sometimes we are complete opposite. When sometimes we are down, sometimes we are negative. So, Crazy Lace Agate, it's absolutely perfect, specifically when it comes to us not feeling good, when it comes to us not feeling right. Especially when this has been caused by the certain, situations in our life, which is absolutely natural, absolutely normal. But we need to get on with our lives. We need to get on with our lives. So this is why Crazy Lace Agate, it's absolutely brilliant because it's instantly, and I mean instantly, going to pick you up. It's not only about happiness, it's not only about vitality, but it's about this energy that instantly like kind of picks you up so you can get on with your life. You know how precious this crystal is. Very, very powerful indeed. This crazy lace agate comes with sterling silver chain, okay? And the link to buy this is going to be above, or it's going to be within the description, in the description below, or you can simply go and see it's going to be pinned on top of the comments as well, where you can buy this gorgeous and ever so powerful pendant, crazy lace agate.